Hey Gundam Maniacs, welcome to another episode of Gundam Explained. For this episode, we're going to take a look at the Gundam Development Project, but specifically, what happened after the 1 Year War? What led up to the events of Zeta and the formation of the Titans? And that's what we're going to get to here. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe. And as you're watching the video and think it's pretty cool, give it a like. Also, check the links in the description. We have an awesome Discord server, and we also have some options for supporting the channel, and you get some perks from that. But yeah, let's get started. So after the 1 Year War, an initiative was put in place called the Gundam Development Project. It's actually brought in some development teams from the Principality of Zeon, which became the Republic of Zeon. Zeonic is one of them. They just folded into Anaheim Electronics. This is really interesting to the Earth Federation because they realized that the Principality of Zeon was really ahead in mobile suit technology, and if you look at Origin, you can kind of see the beginnings of that. But yeah, taking all this technology, Anaheim Electronics was then able to really leap forward and make some incredible mobile suits. And you might be familiar with the GP series. That's kind of where this Gundam Development Project comes from. 0083 Stardust Memory, awesome line of flower-based mobile suits, but also we get the GM Custom out of that. That was one actually that sparked research into this because I was looking at the GM Custom. There's kind of that cool animation in the show where it's supporting the main GP unit. All right, and some facts from the wiki. The Gundam Development Project, also known as the GP Project, was a top-secret mobile suit development project initiated by the Earth Federation forces in cooperation with Anaheim Electronics in the aftermath of the 1 Year War. So it's not just that a corporation was designing and making things on their own. This is where it was being put on by the government itself, something that is very similar to real world. So all the weapon systems are happening within a corporation the Earth Federation is supporting, but this corporation also got data from the Republic of Zeon, so they're working with a lot, but does this then mean that could lead to some issues in the future between the Earth Federation and maybe Zeon remnants? Wink, wink. Following the end of the 1 Year War, the Earth Federation from captured data and facilities learned that the Principality of Zeon was 10 years ahead of them in terms of mobile suit development, and the Federation's victory was only due to superior resources and manpower. Furthermore, during the war, the mobile suit has proven itself to be the primary weapon of the space age and would have to be incorporated into any future strategies. In order to close this technology gap and improve the performance of Federation mobile suits, the Gundam Development Project was proposed. On October 5th, UC0081, the Federation Assembly approved the Federation Forces Reconstruction Plan in order to prepare the EFF for the next major conflict. As part of the Reconstruction Plan, Anaheim Electronics secretly began the Gundam Development Project on October 20th under the supervision of Vice Admiral John Cowan. John Cowan sounds familiar. We've seen him in Stardust Memory, so he's heading this. Now, I'm curious about what you guys think out there. Is this sounds familiar? End of 1 Year War, end of World War II. And then we see technology just move fast, super fast. Going forward, we have the United States and other governments actually having contractors or other corporations help out because they're doing the research for this technology. And it really seems like it's almost the same kind of thing going on. I'm curious what you guys think about that. A mega corporation which manufactures everything from home appliances to military space vessels, Anaheim Electronics absorbed Zeon's primary mobile suit manufacturers, including Zeonic, after the end of the war. As a result, it became the defense company with the largest mobile suit development and production capabilities in the Earth sphere. Anaheim Electronics proposed several development plans for the Gundam Development Project. After a period of discussion, they began construction. So, in January, UC0083, the Delaz fleet. So, Delaz fleet, 83. For those that are not familiar, it's Aguile Delaz. You know what? Actually, I was just looking up his name. Let's see what it says. Aguil. Okay, there we go. Aguil. I hope that helps you guys out there. No, but if you remember this dude from Stardust Memory, this is where a remnant forces of Zeon standing up against the Earth Federation. At this time, luckily, the Gundam Development Project was in play, so we had all those awesome mobile suits. But it was kind of interesting, wasn't it? Because it seemed like the Zeon remnants had enough information to know to go and steal one of these Gundams, GPO-2, that actually had the nuke. And then later he uses it and nearly wipes all of the Gundam Development Project teams out. It's kind of crazy if you think about that sort of arc. It's almost like it was justified to create these weapons, but then did that just cause more destruction? Very interesting. And so once the DeLau's fleet had learned of the Gundam Development Project, looks like they had an agent infiltrate Anaheim Electronics. This led to the DeLau's conflict, which began with the theft of the GPO-2. So that's that giant, chunky, badass-looking Gundam that has the nuke on it, giant shield that's like a coolant fort, some awesome thrusters, and it almost has a Zeta/Zeonic-like look to the face because it has that more angular look. And it ended with the DeLau's fleet destroying much of the reconstructed Earth Federation fleet with a nuclear attack and devastating the Federation's North American breadbasket with a colony drop. All Gundams developed as part of the project, except the Stamen, were destroyed during the conflict, the GPO-3. So it's kind of crazy to think of all the destruction that still occurred after the one-year war, just so people could feel safe against further war occurring. In order to cover up the incident, on March 10th, UC 0084, the Federation erased all information on the Gundam Development Project. Technology developed as part of the Gundam Development Project were also sealed away, leading to serious stagnation in mobile suit development until the Gryps War. So this is 84, all right? And so there's stagnation until the Gryps War. The Gryps War, you might be familiar with Zeta Gundam. So this is where, I guess, with the absence of the Gundam Development Project, but still threat of Zeon remnants, Axis eventually in Neo Zeon, the Titans formed. So this is where the Titans come into play. In November, UC 0099, so this is, far in the future. This is, if we look at the UC timeline, this is about the time where Zeon is pretty much no more. Maybe there's the Mars Zeon, maybe some stuff going out in Jupiter, but Zeon doesn't have the foothold anymore. As we're getting past into the 100s, this is where then terrorist groups start showing up like MAFTI, and then we get Crossbone Vanguard, Cosmo Babylonia, Zanskar Empire, etc. But they made a portion of the data public that was related to the Gundam Development Project, and it's shocking the mobile suit development industry and finally solving the long mystery of the missing link between first and second generation mobile suits. Interesting stuff there. As a side note, each of the Gundams in the project are named for different genuses and groups of flowers. So yeah, we have the GP00, the Blossom, that kind of is what started out, and then we have GPO1, Zephyranthes. The FB, so that was the one that had more of the flight pack going on. The Physalis, Dendrobiums, Stamen, the Dendrobium being awesome like that, was like that mobile armor attachment. Gerbera, powered GM, GM custom high mobility type, and then the Albion. So stuff we're familiar with there, but there's actually something else that hasn't been added in. I don't know if it's not official yet or not. And that is going to be the Gundam Engage Zero. So this is from the new UC Engage game, but this is supposed to be part of that Gundam Development Project. So there was that Gundam 00, and then this was another Zero that was supposed to be a little different. I guess, yeah, according to this, a prototype mobile suit developed by Anaheim Electronics as an additional plan to the Gundam Development Project of the Earth Federation Forces. The codename is Engage Zero. AE has already been developing the prototype Zero Blossom as the first stage of the Gundam development plan, but the federal military's demand for the concept of a high-performance, all-purpose machine is too high, and it is a form to follow Blossom. So various option plans were also proposed. One of them is Zero Engage, which focuses on assault against mobile suits. So you can kind of see what the translation there is a little bit messy. In fact, I bet there's an updated translation since then. But, I mean, that's just pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. They added another suit to the Gundam Development Project. Nearly 20 years after the original 0083. So there are some design elements here that are more future, things that we see like in Reconquista and G, but it still retains some of the classic stuff, like the way the shoulders look, the legs, the shield, the gun. That still is remnant of the Gundam Development Project. So not too out there and crazy. And now another mobile suit that they had in there I've never really messed with before, seen. It's this GM Custom High Mobility type. So it looks really cool. It looks like, that GM Custom that kind of kicked off me doing the research into this. But it has the non-test colors, and it has some of the high mobility features that we see in the GPO1 F too, FB, for a full burn-in type, with the high mobility thruster. So this is actually a really cool look. Again, this looks like it first appeared in Gundam Weapons Master Grade Model Gundam, so I don't know if this has been officially found in anything, which, yeah, and it's cool. It has that powered GM look, but from the GM custom, and it looks like the little bit of difference with the helmet or the head at the top there. This is a really cool one. I don't know if this is just a custom that was photographed or there's actually a real kit of it. Wow, yeah, this would probably be the support. This was probably going to be the rollout version to support the GPO-1FB. So, very cool. And here's another look real quick of that Engage Zero. We can see like an armored version, like the Choban armor. Reminds me of the idea of, when the first Operation V was put into motion, we had the Gundam, and then they were doing some other RX-78-2 side things. We had the Alex with the Choban armor. As the Gundam Development Project we put into motion, different types of Gundams were made, and they jump into that like heavy type, heavy armored type, which, yeah, we tend to see a lot with any Gundam or mobile suit. And that does it for that. So that's the Gundam Development Project. It's what kicked off right after the end of the 1-year war to make sure that there were still weapons in play that could defend against any type of attack from what the Principality of Zeon did, right? And of course, the Delaz fleet existed. They were Zeon remnants that tried to attack as much as they can. The fighting occurred there, and because of the weapons that the Earth Federation created, in the end, they destroyed themselves as much as they destroyed the Zeon remnants, so destruction all around. And with that power vacuum led to the formation of the Titans. And then even later, Axis Zeon and Neo Zeon. So it just keeps going. But hey, at least we get kits out of it, right? All right, so there you have it, guys. Curious what you think of the Gundam Development Project or that timeline within Gundam history. If you have any cool information or trivia or tidbits you want to let me know of, throw them down in the comments. They're always fun to read. I always learn something new. And what are some of your favorites from the Gundam Development Project? I like them all. Like, they're all like top tier design, especially the animation in 0083. But that Engage Zero also is a new, cool, updated look. I'd love to get something like that. All right, guys, be well. Have a good rest of the day, and talk to you later.